The Salem witch trials, a dark chapter in American colonial history, took place between February 1692 and May 1693 in the Puritan settlement of Salem Village, present-day Danvers, Massachusetts. These trials were marked by mass hysteria, religious fervor, and judicial missteps, leading to the execution of 20 people and the imprisonment of many more. The Puritan community of Salem was characterized by a strict religious lifestyle, where fear of the devil and belief in witchcraft were pervasive. Puritans believed that the devil could give certain people, witches, the power to harm others in exchange for their loyalty. This belief created an environment where witchcraft accusations could easily take root. Salem Village was marked by divisions between more affluent, commercially minded residents and the poorer, agrarian population. These tensions often played out in accusations, with wealthier individuals sometimes being targets. The Massachusetts Bay Colony was undergoing political turmoil after the revocation of its charter in 1684. The uncertainty and lack of a stable government contributed to a climate of anxiety. Some theories suggest that an outbreak of ergot poisoning caused by a fungus in rye bread might have led to symptoms like hallucinations and convulsions, which were interpreted as witchcraft. In January 1692, the daughter and niece of Reverend Samuel Parris, Elizabeth Betty Parris and Abigail Williams, began exhibiting strange behaviors such as fits, screaming and contortions. A local doctor, unable to find a physical cause, suggested they were bewitched. Other girls in the community soon exhibited similar symptoms. Under pressure, the girls named several local women as the sources of their afflictions, including Tituba, Parris's Caribbean slave, Sarah Good, a homeless beggar, and Sarah Osborne, an elderly woman. The legal process of the trials was based on a combination of traditional English law and Puritan religious principles. The court accepted spectral evidence, where witnesses claimed to see the apparition or spectre of the person afflicting them, which was invisible to others. This type of evidence was highly subjective and controversial. Some accused individuals, like Tituba, confessed to witchcraft under duress or in hopes of leniency. Confessions often implicated others, fueling the hysteria. The trials were overseen by a special court of Oyer and Terminer, with prominent figures such as Judge Samuel Sewell and Chief Justice William Stoughton. Their decisions were heavily influenced by their puritanical beliefs. Tituba's detailed confession of witchcraft and collaboration with the devil intensified the panic. She described meetings with other witches and seeing Satan in various forms. Dozens of people were accused and brought to trial. Notable trials include those of Rebecca Nurse, a respected elderly woman whose conviction shocked many, and George Burroughs, a former minister who recited the Lord's Prayer perfectly before his execution, casting doubt on his guilt, as witches were believed incapable of such a feat. 19 individuals were hanged on Gallows Hill, and one man, Giles Corey, was pressed to death with heavy stones for refusing to enter a plea. The method of pressing was an attempt to force a confession or plea, but Corey remained defiant, famously demanding more weight. By September 1692, doubts about the trials began to grow. Prominent ministers like Increase Mather criticized the reliance on spectral evidence. Governor William Phips, influenced by these criticisms and the growing public unease, eventually intervened. In October 1692, Phips dissolved the court of Oyer and Terminer and prohibited further arrests. In 1693, the new Superior Court of Judicature, which replaced the earlier court, rejected spectral evidence and acquitted many of the remaining accused. In the years following the trials, there was a significant backlash against the participants. Judge Samuel Sewell publicly apologized for his role in the trials. In 1697, the Massachusetts General Court declared a day of fasting and soul-searching for the tragedy of Salem. Over time, reparations were made to the victims' families, and the event was deeply studied as a cautionary tale of mass hysteria and injustice. The Salem witch trials have left a lasting legacy in American culture and history. They serve as a powerful example of the dangers of isolationism, religious extremism, and the breakdown of due process under societal pressures. The trials have been the subject of numerous literary and dramatic works, including Arthur Miller's famous play, The Crucible, which drew parallels between the witch trials and the McCarthy-era's anti-communist purges. Salem today is a site of remembrance and education, with museums, memorials, and annual events that reflect on the trial's historical significance and the enduring lessons about human rights, justice, and the perils of scapegoating.